Weekly freebie games for you.
And deals too. Alright, you beautiful peoples of the interwebs, it is me again, the Wokeapotamus, or CheapSkate Gaming if you're on YouTube. And it's the weekly Freebie Games Roundup. And if you haven't been here before, essentially I look at a lot of the games you can get for free or part of your subscriptions. I'm not going to babble too much. We do this weekly. We normally drop it sometime between Thursday and Friday. Depends, sometimes the games come out a little bit late, but we also check out deals as well. So first up, we always go and check out first on our little cap is ultimately totally free, and it's this week's Epic Game Store's game that they're giving away, and it's Turmoil. Now for Epic Game Stores, all you need is an Epic Game Stores account. There's no subscriptions, there's no nothing. This is a completely free game, and it's Turmoil, which I think is quite apt at the minute with a certain president's drill baby, and that's exactly what this game's about. It's about drill, and essentially, let me just play the little video out here, and you can see like, you're going down, you're getting oil, and it's a strategy game based on sucking up oil and trying to get more oil than your neighbours. There's two little teams there, and there's I don't know if that's the real United States or if it's a pretend, but there we go. So if you want to live out your drill fantasies, you can do that now on Epic Game Stores for free. So, right, let's go back and we'll just have a look, because they're showing next week's game. And it's not quite as funny or as interesting. It's called Escape Academy. Enough said about that one, whatever. But don't forget, Epic Games has just come out of their winter giveaways, where they give away over 15 games, some of which were bangers. Anyway, so the next up we go and check out Prime Gaming. Now of course you need to be an Amazon Prime member, but a lot of people are Amazon Prime members and they totally don't understand that you get free games every week throughout the month. Now, with the Epic Game Stores, you've only got a week to grab their free game, but with the Amazon, it can change. Some of them are on there for a month, some are a bit longer, but they've added 3 new games this week. Let me just go to the games bit. Where's the games bit? That's why. I'm actually looking at one of the games. Here we go. Here's the 3 new games, and they are Spirit Mancer, Skydrift Infinity, and Bioshock 2 Remastered. So we have got a banger. We didn't get very interesting ones last week. We had The Bridge and Eastern Exorcist, but Bioshock 2 Remastered, amazing. I actually went through the original Bioshock about a year ago, just went through it again on my PC, played it originally I think on Xbox 360, I think it would have been, and I thoroughly re-enjoyed playing remastered on the PC, just enhanced graphics. Well, this one's even better looking, and I need to actually go through it, so that's great. That'll be a welcome addition. Now you will need other accounts, so with the Spirit Mancer that goes straight to your Amazon account. With Skydrift Infinity, that'll go onto your Epic Game Stores account, so you should have one of those if you're getting your free games from Epic, but you will need a GOG account for Bioshock 2 Remastered. Now the best thing about GOG accounts is that you actually own that game. They're not like pretend ownership like Steam does, where you're just licensed to play it for as long as Steam exists. With GOG, once it's on your hard drive, you can unplug your computer, go away, go to the Antarctic for 6 months and continue playing the game. With Epic and Steam that could become a bit tricky, but there we go. That's your free games. I'm really chuffed with Bioshock 2 Remastered. Great stuff. So not as many. They've gone back to sort of 2023 here, where they're only giving away a few games, but at least they've got some good ones. Skydrift is probably a good laugh as well. I'm not so sure. We'll have a little look at the graphics on them. This is some sort of platforming card game, the Spirit Mancer. Skydrift is sort of a racing, a bit like Wipeout in planes by the looks of things, and I think Bioshock doesn't really need an introduction, but it's a first-person shooter horror, a little bit of horror element in there. There was an online multiplayer on it, but I think they took that away. Yeah, they did for the remaster. They took it away, and it was it was quite funny actually, because everyone was trying to pick up the little girls in it, and it just came off as a bit strange. Anyway, so that's your Prime free games. Now I'm going to have a look at. There's always free games given away every week on Steam. Now I always show you how to grab them. So essentially, go to your Steam store, put the search icon down to free. Click games, so it's only game showing, and then change it to it'll be on relevance like that. Change that down to release date, and everything from here down is from now backwards in time. And we go through the week, and I have selected a few to take a look at this week. And the first one is this one, V-Shift. And the reason I chose this one is because it's one of his college-made or university-made games. Why is it not playing? Oh, I'll turn the sound off. There we go. For Eldritch something or others. But it looks pretty good. V-Shift is a high-intensity, fast-paced battle platformer where mastering your movement is key to victory. Choose your champion and become the ultimate gladiator in a galaxy-wide alien arena. Master the V-Shift. Velocity is damage. Stillness is death. So you've got one of these. You've got to keep moving to build up momentum to kill your enemies. And that is made by the guys, the college students. Fair play, guys. Excellent job. So there we are. It's totally free. Just go to Steam, go and grab it. The link's in the description, but they'll take you to the Steam store. Essentially, you just do what I did on this thing to find it. So next one that I've personally picked. And again, this is another one. This is done by just one boy. Look, 15-year-old. Let me read it. Stories to Tell, a psychological horror game series developed by a 15-year-old kid. Each installment is based on a dream or nightmare the developer has had. This game, this is a game you wouldn't want to miss. So fair play, 15-year-olds. He's probably not even old enough to technically rent a horror video, and he's made a sort of walking simulator horror game based on his nightmares he's had. Fantastic. I 100% support youngsters. What a smart young lad that must be. Z-Backs. So good on you, son. Another one then I thought I'd bring out is this one, Starcade Factions. I think this is early access, yeah. And it's Starcade Factions, a turn-based strategy game that puts you in command of epic fast-paced ship battles, perfect for quick bursts of action. So this is a sort of very quick 10-minute strategy game, if you know what I mean. Rather than sit down and play a strategy game for hours upon hours upon hours on end, this is small arenas, quick turn-based moves, and then you're probably done in 15-20 minutes. Think of it more than a game of chess, more like a game of checkers. You know, you can pretty much get that done in 15-20 minutes. So that, again, totally free. And the next one I chose was this one, Gunpire. Hold your gunpires akimbo. This one looked really good, actually. In fast-paced twin-stick shooter set in the Crypt Alchemist semi-procedural dungeon. Remember, vampires are your guns and blood types are your bullets. So be assured to brutally steal them from your enemies in order to collect, upgrade, and take down your target. And again, 100% free. Not many people. This is only just dropped as well, this one, so it hasn't got many user reviews. But you can just tell by the quality of the animation and the graphics there. This looks really good. And the other thing about this game, very unusual for a Steam game, controller only, which I use my controller from nearly all my games. So yeah, that one looks good, Gunpire. And then something a little bit different, not technically a game, it's called Bonk. Which can have different connotations depending on where you're from. And I'll read the blurb for this. There's not much blurb here. A casual music idler, ideal for background sounds while focusing on study of the work. So essentially, it just makes I'll actually turn the sound up for this one. If I just turn the sound, so you've got like an ambient sound, and when these blocks hit, they'll just produce notes. So in other words, it's a sort of thing, but you can just have it running in the background while, perfect for someone like me when I'm editing videos, just to have something playing in the background that's not too distracting, quite relaxing. And I just thought that's really cool. What a cool idea. Right, we'll move on from that. and I was going to look at some deals, but there's not many. I've been playing this series of games, actually, Botvinnik Chess, but they're not really on deals at the minute, but that's not for everyone's taste. And what I was going to say was there isn't really many deals on the Steam store at the minute, but I thought are worth mentioning. I normally go for the under £4 deals, and there's not much there, to be honest. I mean, there is something there for everyone, but there's nothing particularly that stands out and say, oh, that's a really good buy for a couple of quid here, a couple of quid there. So yeah, Steam deals we're going to skip over, and it's a new month on PlayStation Plus, and these are your free games for January. And it's Suicide Killed the Justice League. Now, this game was critically destroyed and hated when it launched. Now, I had a quick go of it today, and I actually enjoyed the first couple of hours. It's beautiful graphics on a PS5, fantastic graphics. Yes, it's a little bit woke. Yes, the story's a little bit missing, and the gameplay can be a bit fiddly. There's a lot of it's more like a Tony Hawk shooter than a normal third-person shooter where you've got to do a lot of jumping and moving and momentum. But I think once you spend an hour in it, and if you enjoy it, carry on playing it, and if you don't, turn it off, never play again. But I essentially stream played that using the PlayStation Premium, and I was very impressed with it. Now, of course, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, or as I say, Hot Cup of Soup. Need for Speed Hot Cup of Soup Remastered, great driving game, probably one of the better Need for Speeds. Love that game. I believe it's Criterion made that one. That's why it's so good, so fast, so it's a punchy race, a really good punching, and a game I've never played but I've heard a lot about, because originally it was a PC game way back in the day, and it's the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, number 42. It's got a lot of that sort of quotations and sort of, I'm not sure if it's based on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or the author, the Stanley Parable is. I know it's got a lot of that intertwined with it. So again, these are your free games. I don't think it's too bad a month. The only thing is Suicide Squad was going for about £3 or £4 during the Steam sale. I picked it up for £4 on Steam, but I've been enjoying playing it on the PS5. Graphically, it is an amazing game to look at. Playability's not perfect, but it's not crap by any means. So not bad for a free game. They haven't really added anything else then to the nothing added then to the PSVR. Let's have a quick check. No. Ghostbusters. I don't remember that one being there before. Maybe they have added Ghostbusters. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. They haven't added anything to the extras as far as I know. No. Sonic Frontiers. That's not bad. Have a check out that if you've got PlayStation Extra. The coffee talk. What the hell is that nonsense? Come on, Sony. Yeah, so there we go. Really good. Well, not really good, but pretty good January month. I was pretty happy with it. I know a lot of people weren't. But we're going to jump over to the Xbox now, and there's only one game I can see added to the Xbox Game Pass, and it's Road 96. Haven't played it, have got it. Like a lot of my games, I've got them, but I haven't played them. And again, they will be adding sooner or later, look, coming soon, Sniper Elite, Avowed and Atomfall. I don't know exactly when these games are dropping, but they are coming to Game Pass soon, so maybe before next week one of them might drop in there. So that's your Xbox. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or console, that's the only one thing that they've added. So I've got plenty of other stuff to go through, so I thought we'd check out some deals, and we always check out Fanatical. And they've added a couple of deals since last week. Not many. They've got mystery ones. We don't cover the mystery bundles. They've added this Platinum bundle. 3 games for £10. And then getting cheaper as you go up. There's nothing particularly that I know about that's worth going crazy about on there. But if there's something on here that you think, oh, I really want that. Steel Rising isn't too bad. Technotopia I've heard of. But there we are, there's your Platinum collection. But they have added this one, and this one has been on Fanatical before, and it's a great buy. 2 games for £10, and you essentially get the new Monster Hunter and the old one, or you can go with 4 games for, what does that come at, £19, is it? No, for 18 quid. And then you can add the Monster Hunter Rise and its big DLC, and you can add the original Monster Hunter and its big DLC as well. So you can add like Sunbreak to Rise, Iceborne to Monster Hunter, and that's 4. Well, it's 2 games, but with 2 big DLCs, and it's not just hundreds, it's like thousands of hours of gameplay there, and that's not bad for 18 quid. That's a great deal actually. But they have added a new one, a Diamond Collection. And again, this is 3 games, 15 quid, and I can't say there's anything particularly amazing in here. Journey to Savage Planet has been a free game on Amazon, and it's been a free game on Epic. Control, the Ultimate Edition. Well, Control was given away free in the Epic Game stores, but not the Ultimate Edition. Saints Row, this one, everyone hates this Saints Row version. So yeah, that's a good game, Polytopia, but you can pick that up way cheaper than a £5. That Grow can be picked up for pennies. So not a great deal here as far as I can see. And that Turtles game isn't one of the good ones. So not the best. Hopefully, I'm a bit disappointed because originally these were all going to drop off in a couple of days, but they've gone back up to 21 days left, and they were all going to change. So if I was Fanatical, if I had spare keys, I still would have taken them out and added them back, like maybe after spring. But I think the whole Fanatical store needs a little bit of a wipe and clean now after Christmas. We need to start keep the Monster Hunters, keep the Diamond, keep the Prestige. The Infinity VR is a good one as well, but most of the others now can be shot off. So we go and check out Humble, and there's a lot to talk about on Humble. Well, actually, that's exactly where I wanted to go, because we'll start off with Humble Choice. So this month, these are your 8 games that are part of your Choice subscription, just to show that if you got the deal in December, there was a hell of a deal going in December. Let me just show you here, get the game on Steam. There was a deal to knock £3 for 6 months off your Humble Choice. So look, I can get all 8 games for £5.99 a month, and I can do that for the next 6 months instead of £9. So if you've got that deal, well, it's a no-brainer now. Essentially, you can get 8 games for £6. There's no AAAs here, but there are some good games. Blasphemous 2. Yes, I'm very happy about that. Some people say this Jagged Alliance 3 is a good game. I've never played it. And in fact, I don't own any of these games, but Boxes is very similar to... I'm trying to remember the name of the game. Not House. Oh, it's basically you've got to open up boxes and boxes. It's like a puzzle game. They're pretty good. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's your choice for Humble. But they've also added some new bundles as well. And the one I think I went into this one last week. This is the speedrunning one, and that's pretty good. Ori's definite standout title there. BPM's a good title. Sonic Lost World, and you can pick up these for £9.50. So that's not a bad bundle if you haven't got any of these games for that price. But I think the new bundle they've just dropped is quite interesting. Here we go. It's called Programming Games, and it's a game bundle which you can get for £7.78. And essentially they're all sort of puzzle games based around programming. So it might not be to everyone's choice. If I just show you a couple of them here, here's Learning Factory. Let me just turn the sound down. So like I say, they're all quite unique in a way, but this one's a hacker one, but they're educational as well. So it's like puzzle game / educational game. So it's quite interesting because I've not got any of these games, and I mean £7 for what is it? 7 games, £7.70, £1.10 each. That's a pretty good deal, and you're giving money to charity. So that's your Humble, which I thought, yeah, not bad. The choice is pretty good, and that particular one is interesting. The speedrunning one's really good if you haven't got any of those games already. But normally I end the show now, but I wanted to show something to you because I haven't talked about them for a long time, and it's where I get all my games from. So I wanted to show you Aniba. Not often I have cuts, but I had to make a cut here. So this is the website I use to buy nearly 90% of my games, and they are fantastic. I recently had a problem, and literally you put in a problem, you say, look, this is what's happened, you've got to take a couple of photos like they ask, you do what they ask. Within 24 hours they got back in touch with me. They'd said, look, we found what the issue was, how would you like to resolve it? Do you want your money back, or do you want the key that you paid for? And I was like, oh wow, thank you, great. So I asked for the key I paid for. So I'm just waiting for that to come through now. But if you ever have a problem, they sort it out, and they sort it out quick. So Aniba, essentially they're a key reselling company. But let's just have a look now for games. So hit the games, and it brings up this chart here. This is very important. Now if you want to look for stuff in your country, just click the box. Now just for this video in preference, now I'm UK, but I'm going to put global, so every key it'll show me now will be for the global. I put it as games. You can have a look for DLCs if you want, if you're interested in DLCs, but I'm going to have a look for a game, and I'm going to have a look at games up to £1 or £1 and less, and look what comes up. Dredge is on you, 23p. Boxes, these are all Steam. Let me just check now, make sure Steam keys, and I make sure they're all Steam keys. Dredge is gone now. Boxes. Occupation, Monster Incluminati, Panzer Dragoon, Star Wars Rebellion, Garden Life, Pool Panic, Laser Life. Look, all these games are literally pennies. Now you will pay about roughly, if you're paying by PayPal, you will pay a 10% transaction fee. But if you're only spending a tenner, that's only like adds £1 to the transaction. So instead of tenner, you're paying £11. But like you can only add as well to your basket. You can only add 10 games and buy 10 games at any one time, which can be a bit of a pain. But essentially, it stops you from spending too much in one go as well. But look at it. This is how I buy nearly 90% of my games. I come on here, and especially after Amazon Humble Bundles had a choice, you'll get all the choice games in here for less than £1. So if you don't want to pay $6.99, $8.99, but you fancy that boxes game, come in here during that month or within a couple of months, and you will find their choice games in here. Like that was a choice game, that was a choice game. Look at this one, it's going for 18p now. And I just thought, yeah, here we go, this is Aniba, check it out. This is where I get a lot of my game deals, and I've never had a problem with one. And when I have had an issue, they fixed it within a day or two. And that's fantastic service. So there we go. Let me just come out of here. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at Aniba there. What more to say? I think that's not a bad month. Prime, yeah, it's getting better. Bioshock 2 definitely. Turmoil looks like it could be a bit of fun. You've got the free games on your PlayStation Plus there. Some are saying it's one of the worst months ever. I don't know, that Suicide Squad isn't as bad as they make out to be. Like literally, if you play it as a single player game, it does become a multiplayer later on. Apparently it was a little bit too grindy, and they have fixed it apparently. But I've played up to the part where Batman, you meet, I don't want to spoil, there's too many spoilers, but the evil Batman, and that was like pretty good. I was like, wow, I'm quite invested in this game now. So yeah, that's worth checking out if you've got PlayStation Plus. Not much happening on the Xbox front there. Next week's Epic Games doesn't look great, but I'm always happy to look out for what's going to be dropping on the Prime. And again, Steam deals, there's not really much happening in the Steam deal department at the minute. But onwards and upwards, and like I say, check out Aniba, links will be in the description. I find they're really good company. And some of the stuff you can get on there, like literally, I tend to pay about between £5 to £6, get 10 games a time, and I tend to do that at least once a week. So I'm literally adding 40 games a month onto my account. Will I play them all? Probably not, but I'll play some of them and I'll enjoy them, and they're always there to look back on. And if I ever do fancy, oh, that game, oh, I'll go and play it now. So yeah, and what have I been doing this week? Playing way too much modded Skyrim. I've been getting into the modded side of Skyrim and thoroughly enjoying it. I've never tried modding games on PC, and I heard everyone, well, you got to try games, you got to mod them, they're much better. They're right, because modded Skyrim is a whole new experience. It's like you've taken the old Skyrim and just given it a lovely lick of paint. Beautiful. I'm just standing there looking out at the landscape, and I'm like, my god, this game still looks amazing. They just don't make games like this anymore. Anyway, that's me, that's Glyn out. We'll see you on next week's Weird and Wonderful World of Games. Wokeapotamus, CheapSkate Gaming, whoever I am, I'll see you next week. Ta-ra guys, bye now.
CheapSkate Gaming, yeah, you know the name. They got the games that won't break the bank, so come on over and join the crew. They'll show you how to game and save money too. CheapSkate Gaming, yeah, you know the name. They got the games that won't break the bank, so come on over.